What is good, everybody? Welcome back to TheVaultProScooters. Today, you guys are joining me for another episode of What's New in Scootering. In today's episode, we have some new stuff from Addict, and we're going to be ending the video on a bang and showcasing all of TiLT Life's new stuff, including the formula deck and much, much more. So sit back, grab a snack, and let's hop into this episode of What's New in Scootering. All right, so first Addict product in today's video is going to be the all-new Revenger deck. The Revenger is Addict's largest aftermarket deck that you guys can pick up. Size-wise, you're looking at 6.1 inches wide by 22.4 inches long. The head tube angle on the Revenger deck is 83 degrees. Moving down to wheel compatibility, stock, you guys can ride up to 120 millimeter by maximum 24 millimeter wide wheels. However, there are spacers in the box so you guys can ride 30 wides straight away, but it does look like you guys can't ride anything bigger than 120 millimeters, and you can't ride 12 standard wheels on this deck without modifying it. So take that into account if you guys ride 12 standard wheels or you guys ride anything bigger than 120 millimeter wheels. The new Revenger deck does weigh 4.5 pounds, so for its size, very, very reasonable weight. As we move back to these deck ends, you can see that the Revenger deck features these nice CNC'd aluminum inserts that slide in and out. On this side, you can see how it's all machined out to pretty much hold all the hardware, which is really, really cool. And I'm sure those slip in and out really nice and easy if you need it. Standard Addict brake, kind of the same brake that they've had on all their decks. They do feature the 5mm Allen head bolts here, but you guys can swap this brake out for whatever fender you'd want, or you can ride no brake. The head tube of the Revenger deck is very Addict-like. It just resembles the style that all the Addict decks, even going all the way back to the first one, have kind of kept and evolved with, and I'm a big fan of it. The front of the head tube does have this really, really cool shape cutout, so if you guys throw any stickers on your fork or anything like that, you'll be able to see it, which is a really, really cool little Easter egg. And finally, if you take a look at the bottom of the deck, we can see it's really, really cool graphics. So you have the snake, and it says Addict Scootering here, and it says Revenger going all the way around the graphic. These gold accents going down are really, really nice. You have the Addict logo here at the top of the deck. Also says Revenger here on the side, as well as the Addict logo here on the top. But really cool to see Addict still pushing out new products and evolving into the larger ones to stick with the times. This deck does come in black, obviously, like you guys can see here, but it also comes in my new favorite color, white. Same exact deck, but this one comes in white, so you have the same graphic here, but with the gold accents, the black snake. Really, really does contrast against the white nicely. Super sick. The Addict Revenger deck is 169 bucks on our website right now. It is a fairly budget-friendly street deck. Obviously, 6.1 inches wide is pushing this deck to a specific audience, but for 160 bucks, there's honestly not a lot in that size for that price. So I would definitely take advantage of that now and cop one before they're gone if you guys are in need of a deck. All right, moving on. What could be better than an Addict Revenger deck? How about an Addict Revenger Complete Scooter? You heard me right. The 6.1 Addict Revenger deck comes in its own complete that is also 6.1 inches wide, which is a big complete. I think this is the biggest that you guys can get on a complete scooter. Either way, the Revenger Complete has a ton of cool things to talk about, so let's start getting into it. Deck, 6.1 inches wide, 22.4 inches long. Bars, 28.3 inches tall by 25 inches wide. 4130 chromoly steel T-bar that is oversized because you are running HIC compression on this Addict switchblade fork right here. You also have the Addict Shield double clamp here, sitting nice and flush. Obviously, you guys can buy the fork or the clamp separate if you want. Moving on to the top really quick, these are Addict grips. If you guys are a fan of Ethic grips, Addict grips are very, very comparable. They're really comfortable. They're some of the thicker, longer grips. As we move down to the wheels, this thing comes with Eagle Supply wheels, stock, out of the box. It's an additional like 20 horsepower or something, man. That's crazy. Aftermarket wheels on the complete scooter. These are 115 by 30 millimeter Eagle Sport chopstick wheels. Black on silver with the white urethane is a really nice way to accent the white deck. Just really, really cool to see Addict and Eagle still collabing and working on stuff together. This is a beefy complete coming in at just over 10 pounds for the overall scooter. That means for its size, it is actually very light. 10 pounds for a scooter of this size with steel bars is absolutely insane. The Revenger Complete does come in two colors, so obviously I have the white one here in front of me. There is a black, but we don't have that in stock right now, so you guys will just have to enjoy some lovely pictures of it on the screen right now. Same exact complete, just comes in black. And just in case you guys were wondering, the Addict Revenger Complete comes in at $245 MSRP, so start saving up your coins now. It's definitely gonna be worth it. Alrighty, well, that's all we have from Addict. Before we end this episode going over all the new TiLT stuff, let's take a little bit of a segue. Let's quickly take a look at some new bars from Proto. Alrighty, so let's quickly bring a little bit of color into your day and talk about the all-new Proto Starbright Retro T-Bar. Retro T-Bar, nothing too new from Proto. 4130 chromoly steel T-bar, hand welded here in the USA. These guys come 30 inches tall by 24 inches wide, only come in standard, and of course have the beautiful Proto stamp here on the top of the bar. We've seen them, we know them, we love them. The Starbright series is the new wave of color for summertime that Proto has been releasing, and personally, I'm a huge fan. I think the brighter the colors in some of these parts, the better, and as you guys can see, Andrew Broussard agrees. The Retro T-bars are now available in this highlighter yellow and the neon blue. So same bar, new color, switch it up, spice up your scooter. We just used the highlighter ones in a very special custom build. That'll be linked up there if you haven't seen it and you guys want to see them on a scooter, but just a really cool way to switch up your scoot and add a little bit of color. Retro T-bars are $130, but they are backed by Proto's warranty and honestly just backed by the name. Proto has been in the game forever and their name has built up the reputation for making some of the best parts in scootering today. So pick up a pair of the Retro T-bars and you'll thank us later. Alrighty, so we can finally take a look at the new stuff from TiLT. They have just been pumping out new releases every few months, and they've honestly just been killing it. So today we're gonna be taking a look at some new wheels. First one up is the new colorway of the UHR wheel. The TiLT UHR wheels are TiLT's ultra high rebound urethane, so they only come with this core, and the urethane is a higher rebound urethane, so they're honestly some of the fastest wheels TiLT has ever made. I have ridden them, personally I'm riding them right now, and I can tell you that they are what they say. Neon yellow urethane with the black core, a really, really cool colorway as well. Taking a look at the Proto stuff, I think brands are really spicing it up and throwing in a lot of color with their products, and summer's here, so this is the time to do it, honestly. As far as the UHR wheels go, these ones specifically are 110 millimeters by 24 millimeters. They do come with pre-installed TiLT bearings. The UHR wheels are available in a 30 wide option, so they're 120 by 30 wide. The yellow ones are available in the 30 wide option, however, I just don't have those with me today, but there will be a link for them down below. Cool. Next up, we have some new colors in the Stage 1 wheels as well. So the Stage 1 wheel was TiLT's entry-level wheel along with the Stage 1 SCS clamp and the Stage 1 deck and the Stage 1 fork. So essentially the Stage 1 line is their entry-level line, so not as high quality of parts, but also not as expensive. So if you're a baller on a budget, you can enter the pro scooter world and actually pick up some TiLT parts without breaking the bank. So first things first, we have the white on red TiLT Stage 1 wheel. I really do like the kind of motorcycle 3-spoke design wheel. This one is super cool, and when you're riding them, they look crazy as the spokes are flying by. However, they only did originally come in black on black, so TiLT introduced some new ones. This one is white and red, so you have the white urethane, the black core, obviously the red logo here fading to pink. The design of the pad print is very similar to, you know, a race car theme, and I think they accomplished it perfectly. Something else that's really cool about the Stage 1 wheels now is they come in 3 sizes instead of 2. So you have your standard 24 millimeter wide by 110 millimeter. You have 120 millimeters by 24 millimeters, so just a little bit bigger but the same width. Finally, you have the 30 wide by 120 millimeters. So 3 different sizes in TiLT wheels for you guys to figure out which one is right for you and which one you like the most. Another thing to note about TiLT's 30 wide wheels is that they are a true 30 wide. So the urethane is 30 millimeters wide and the core of the wheel is 30 millimeters wide. We talked about introducing new colors like the white and red. The second new color that the TiLT Stage 1 wheels come in is gold. So you have this gum urethane with the gold pad print and the black core. Once again, another really, really cool colorway to tie into these wheels and stick with that race car theme. Same wheels, all the same sizes, just a ton of new colors to pick through, and honestly, some of the best wheels you can get right now. So definitely check them out. All right, next up is the all-new grip from TiLT, and this is the Topo 2 grip. If you guys have been following TiLT for a few years, obviously you would know that they released the Topo grip a few years ago. Super popular, a lot of people liked it, but Colin went to the drawing board and thought about how he could revise these grips just to make them a little bit better. I believe what they did was not only change the compound and the overall softness and thickness of the grip, but they also reversed the pattern. So this wavy pattern that has become so iconic for the Topo grip is actually reversed on on the original one. So I'm not too sure how that affected the comfort and the overall durability of the grip, but if they did it, I'm sure it was for a reason. So Topo 2 grips, off the rip, some of the softest grips I've ever felt ever. I'm not trying to be over dramatic, just very, very comfortable immediately out of the box. The Topo grip also features this TiLT logo here on the bottom, which is nice. It's stamped into the edge of the grip. These grips are fairly long. I would say just over 6 inches long. Once again, very comfortable, relatively thick. I would say these grips are a very good medium in terms of thick and thin grips. So if you're a fan of thicker or slightly thicker grips, you're definitely gonna be a fan of the Topo 2s. Other than that, the Topo 2 grips come in a cool variety of colors. In my hand here, we have gum. So these are gonna tie into the new wheels perfectly. We also have the traditional black colorway. We have bone, which is TiLT's white essentially, or off-white. And finally, we have a new colorway, pink. Super hyped to see TiLT doing bright colors like this as well. Bar ends, it's a cool part. We can talk about the bar ends. On the bar ends now, they say, good parts, good times. Is that not what it's all about? Come on. Alrighty, so moving on to the rest of the TiLT product, let's take a look at all their new grip tape designs. TiLT is always pushing out new and cool grip tape designs, and in today's video, there is no exception. So, first design up is Glyph. Next one up is the Discharge logo. Moving on, this is the Dismiss the Theories grip tape. And finally, we have the Voltage grip tape. And just to note, this guy is Formula G, or it is the extra gritty. So if you guys are a fan of that, just take that into account for this one. Those are the new 4 grip tape designs from TiLT, and just take into account that each one of those is $10.95 MSRP and comes 7 inches wide by 24 inches long, so you guys can grip the widest deck on the market with your sheeted TiLT grip tape. Alrighty, so moment of truth. This right here is the TiLT Formula deck. I'm gonna actually read TiLT's description right here just because I feel like it does a really good job at breaking down what exactly the difference is between this deck and the previous ones. The Formula deck is part of TiLT's Selects collection and is the successor of TiLT's original Theory deck. You'll be stoked on the cutout providing lower weight while the new down tube maintains strength. Towards the back, you have an updated version of TiLT's welded dropouts and new lower profile fender. So obviously you guys can see, new fender, slightly smaller, has this notch here. The Formula deck is lightweight and well balanced for whichever trick you throw next. So in their words, this deck is pretty much the best example of what TiLT can produce at this moment in time. But the Formula is just their bread and butter. And to be honest with you, this is currently the deck that I ride and I love it. It's a great deck, very well balanced, grinds great, feels great, and just overall great deck. Spec-wise, this deck comes in a pretty wide variety of sizes. Each one of these decks in their respected size does weigh a different weight, so I'm just gonna quickly jump through those. 5x20. The 5x20 comes in at 3.2 pounds. 5.5x21. The 5.5x21 weighs 3.5 pounds. 6x22. The 6x22 weighs 3.9 pounds. 6.5x22.8. The 6.5x22.8 weighs 4.2 pounds. And finally, 7 wide by 23.5 inches long. The 7 wide version of the TiLT Formula deck weighs 4.5 pounds, which is incredible. Honestly, the lightest 7 wide deck on the market today. 5 different sizes that this deck is available in. Surely you can find one that is right for you within those options. The Formula deck does come with an 83-degree head tube angle. Wheel compatibility wise is the same as all the other TiLT decks. You can ride 24mm wide wheels off the rip, and if you don't want to ride 24 and you want to ride 30, all you got to do is pull these spacers off the back, so you actually don't ride any spacers, just an axle if you're riding 30 wide wheels on the Formula deck, which is really, really cool. Last but not least, when it comes to price for the TiLT Formula deck, you're looking at $230 MSRP. Yes, that is on the higher side when it comes to price, but the product speaks for itself. You're definitely getting what you're paying for. So shout out to TiLT, shout out to the Formula deck. Super hyped it's finally here. Next up is the TiLT Passage Complete. So we actually have 2 new completes from TiLT and an updated version of the already released Theorem Complete. The Passage is TiLT's smallest complete scooter that they make today. The deck is a bit smaller, the bars are a bit smaller, and the wheels are a bit smaller, just to offer a more park-friendly option for the fans of TiLT that might be interested in that style of scootering. The deck on the Passage Complete is 5 inches wide by 20 inches long. This guy does also come with the new 120mm by 24mm wheels. wheels. Moving on to the back of the deck, this is where you can see some evolvement in TiLT's products. These do not include the welded deck ends like every other TiLT deck. These actually feature these nylon inserts. It's cool to see that style of deck end making its way onto a TiLT Complete. Moving on to the front of the scooter, you have not only a stage 1 fork, but also a stage 1 SCS. You can see right here, one by TiLT and on the fork here. So you're getting an aftermarket fork and an aftermarket SCS clamp on this Complete. Moving on to the bar, this is an aluminum T-bar, essentially a budget-friendly version of the TiLT rigid bar. You're looking at 21 inches wide by 24.5 inches tall. And last but not least, at the top of the build, you guys can see that it comes with the TiLT Topo 2 grips as well. So fully updated with TiLT's newest parts, and really sick to see that here as well. Yo, these are so soft, bro, it's crazy. The Passage Complete does have a really cool sheet of grip tape here, has the logo on the grip tape. It says Passage, designed by the TiLT team. Here on the bottom, we just have a nice cutout here for weight reduction. The deck is completely flat, which is gonna be really nice, and you have a warning sticker here for legal reasons. Other than that, beautiful Complete, definitely geared more towards the park riders, and for those of you guys watching, TiLT's got a Complete for you now. Just in case I missed it, the Passage Complete comes in at 8.5 pounds. Last but not least, let's talk about price. Passage Complete comes in at $375, so definitely a more expensive Complete. But the thing with TiLT is you're paying the premium for the product, but you're getting a premium product in returns. So we just took a look at the TiLT Passage Complete scooter. I mentioned how that Complete is geared more for park riders, and essentially what TiLT is going for is a 3-stage system. They have stage 1, 2, and 3 through their lines of parts, and with the Completes, they have 3 different models. And we actually have another Complete called the Contact Complete, and that one is definitely geared more towards street riding. However, I don't got that with me right now. So you're gonna have to enjoy a picture of that as well. However, I will run through the specs about it quickly, just so you guys have an idea of what it has to offer. So definitely geared more towards street riding. You're looking at a 5.5 by 21 inch long deck. Bars are 26 inches tall by 22 inches wide. The Contact Complete does come with 110 by 24 millimeter wheels. Another cool thing to note is that the Contact Complete also comes with the welded on deck ends, just like the rest of the TiLT decks. The Passage Complete is the only one that actually comes with those nylon inserts at the end. Stage 1 SCS clamp and stage 1 fork included on that build as well. Topo 2 grips, of course, on the top of the bar. You're gonna get a 4130 chrome moly steel bar on this Complete, just like the TiLT stage 1 bar. So definitely geared more towards street riding. Looks super sick. The gray wheels, the raw bar, the black deck, just a big fan. And it only weighs 9.4 pounds. So under 10 pounds for a street Complete made by TiLT. That's pretty sweet. The last thing to note about the Contact Pro scooter is that it comes in at $390. So it's just a small price jump from the Passage, but you are getting a more street geared Complete that's gonna be sized up a tad bit more too. So if you're looking at the specs for the Passage Complete and you wish you had something a little bit bigger, definitely take a look at the Contact Pro scooter as well. We're moving on to the last one, the last Complete in this video, the last product in this video, and that is the new updated version of the TiLT Theorem Complete. The first Complete scooter that TiLT has introduced. It came in a few different sizes, but it does have a full facelift here and a purpose just like the other ones. So if the Passage Complete is more geared to park riding and the Contact is more geared to street, can you guys take a guess at what the Theorem is? It's a hybrid. It's essentially a do anything scooter, a ride anywhere scooter. Not only does this Complete feature 30 wide wheels, it also features the aluminum bars, and the biggest size option that TiLT offers on their Complete scooters is definitely a larger Complete, 6 inches wide by 22 inches long, 30 wide by 120 millimeter stage 1 wheels in this beautiful pink colorway that you can only get on this Complete, which is a bummer because I want them. Deck color, it's like a khaki, a tan, a sand. Very unique colorway, contrasts against the pink beautifully. Stage 1 fork and stage 1 SCS clamp just like the other ones. Aluminum T-bar as well, you know, cost efficient version of the rigid bar like I mentioned. This guy is 27.5 inches tall by 23 inches wide. And last but not least, the Theorem Complete comes in at 9.6 pounds. So 6 wide, 30 wide wheels, and 27.5 tall bars. Still weighs under 10 pounds. You guys can see the welded dropouts here, just like the Contact build and the other TiLT decks. There's some pretty cool grip tape here as well, tying into the theme of all these guys. And finally, let's talk about price. The Theorem Complete comes in at $390 as well. Very reasonable price for a scooter of this level. Practically entirely aftermarket parts, but all crammed into a affordable price for you guys watching. And make sure to check out this Theorem Complete if you guys are interested. Whew. Alrighty, well, without further ado, that brings us to the end of this episode of What's New in Scootering. I had a blast filming this, and hopefully you guys watching it learned a thing or two. If you guys are interested in any of those parts, like I said, all the links will be down below. If you guys have any recommendations for parts that you want us to cover or talk about, you can definitely let us know about that in the comment section below. Of course, please make sure to hit that like button before you leave. If you guys haven't subscribed, you guys can do that as well. Shop TheVaultProScooters for all your scooter needs. And until the next video, have a good one.